Here is a fundamental moment in the history of the Jewish people. Moses receiving the tablets of the law, thus sealing man's alliance with God. This painting brings to completion the biblical cycle of the Old Testament. The composition is set out in two diagonals which come together as a cross. The first is that of Moses receiving the tablets of the law, and the second that of Mount Sinai in the background. Let's look closely at the first diagonal. The clouds open up for Moses, literally carried by his people, and God gives to him the Decalogue, best known as the 10 Commandments. It should be noted that, as he himself was Jewish, Chagall's own viewpoint was a delicate one. Because he could not show an image of God, he could only portray him as an angel or as a pair of hands emerging from a mist. These are also the ways in which he's described in the Bible. The light tones used by the artist show the divine light. The prophet wears his traditional white coat, and luminous rays emanate from his forehead. As is the case with icons, Chagall always shows the same characters in the same way, so we can easily recognize them. Now follow the second diagonal. Balancing the first, it shows the mountain where Moses is standing. Here and there, several scenes are taking place which represent episodes from the history of the Jewish people. At the bottom, on the right in the corner, for example, you'll perhaps recognize Aaron. Dressed in the robe worn by the high priest of the Hebrews, he's holding a menorah. On the other side of the mountain, at the bottom, a group of Hebrews waits for Moses at the foot of Mount Sinai, while above, some have moved further away to worship the golden calf, an act which was forbidden by the third commandment. Still further above, a couple, entwined, and the houses of Vitebsk, the birthplace of the artist, evoke Chagall's own story, allying it to that of the Jewish people. In this composition, Chagall presents us with two opposing images of the Jewish people. On the one hand, an unfortunate race, represented by the picture of the wandering Jew in the top left. On the other, an image of a people full of hope, turned towards God.